think it's working now. Oh, the mic is on. You want to say something? There's nobody here anyway. Camera looks terrible. See if anybody shows up. Otherwise, I'll probably just delete this thing. Yeah, so somebody's there. Let me know where you're from. It's probably just picking up me. Nope, whoever was here is left. Serenity Acres Homestead. Hello. Glad I got somebody to talk to. Don't do these very often. Dennis. Gotta increase the screen size on this so I can read these better. That's better. Serenity Acres. I haven't seen anything new from you guys in a while. I wonder if you dropped off my feed. I've been doing pretty good, Dennis. What's the weather like up there? I tried again to put together another Quake server a couple weeks ago, and it's just not working across Starlink very well. I dropped me, but I'm back. What's new? Well, not a whole lot, actually. The weather has been not very cooperative for doing any video outside. Mrs. Caveman did a little short video this morning. It was her first solo video. It was pretty cool. Hopefully we can get her more involved. Anyway, so I'm hoping. We last weekend we went to a bee class, so we bought 2 hives. We still have to put them together. That'll be a future video, and then we'll get the bees probably in April sometime when we catch them. We're gonna do some use local bees, and that'll be the start of that. Also, pretty soon we'll be putting in an order for chicks, and we'll be getting several new chicks and work from there. This will be a mixed run That way we get some roosters and we can start getting into running our own lake, running our own, um, getting our own babies, our own chicks. A whole lot less expensive. It's it was cool, Dennis. It was cooling down here pretty good. Um, we're supposed to get a thunderstorm tonight, and it's more wind tomorrow. We had some snow a few days ago, but that was about it. You guys have been getting some stormage lately. I've seen one piling in past another one. We can get 2 or 3 chicks to add to the flock. Now, our flock, we lost about half of our flock to predation. Um, Either hawks or stuff coming up out of the swamp behind the cabin. So we really need to build that back up. I would like to have about 50 chicks running, or 50 chickens running. Whereas I can call about, say, 20 of them for food as they get up for fryers and stuff. We're hoping to get to that point. We'll see how it goes. The prices are much more expensive this year and last year than they were the year before. What's the specs on the new gaming computer? We're going to do dual purpose birds. We're going to get probably some more barred rocks. I like barred rocks. They're a nice friendly bird. There's a few other types we're going to get. We're going to get a mixed batch. We're going to go to Meyer Hatchery and get some there. They've got a mixed fry cage that's supposed to be pretty good. And then we'll just grab a few of these, a few of that, see what we come up with. I'd like to have a little more variety, but I want to make sure that they all are at least dual purpose as much as possible. What kind of birds are you looking to get? Hope I didn't lose everybody. Dennis, have you talked to Tim lately? Wyandottes. I've seen wyandottes. I've never raised those. I know they're a pretty cool bird. If I remember correctly, the ones got all the different kinds. Susanna Morjan, proud single mom. Actually, I took a look at your profile your channel a few weeks ago. Like you had some pretty interesting stuff. Like some exercise things and some other things too. I've scaled back quite a bit on how many channels I've been watching. I really need to get back into it. I used to spend a lot of time watching a lot of the channels. Lately, my full-time job is pretty much chewing up a good chunk of my time. So catching up on channels is kind of hit and miss. Getting different when I have some tell the difference between them. I'm actually going to go with zip ties. My birds are adults, so I'm going to get a small zip tie and stick it around one of their legs, probably one of the colored zip ties, and that's how I'm going to do it. I don't want to use zip ties when they're growing, but once they're an adult and they don't grow anymore, I think a little small band, zip tie band, will work out pretty good. Yep, leg bands is the easiest thing. But we free range most of the time here. We're going to put up a fence around, 4-foot high fence around the run again. We're going to use real fencing this time and see if we can keep them in there a lot of the times, simply because I'm trying to keep the predation not down. But once I start having multi-year classes of birds, when they get to a certain age, I'm going to call them out for the stew pot. They make fantastic, no matter how old they are, they make great broth. How many eggs did we end up with today? You're laying about what? So we're up to about a dozen. Not quite a dozen every day, but we get quite a few. There's 13 birds out there, so if we're getting 10 a day and 11 a day, then that's pretty good numbers. Yeah, 3 from 5 is pretty good. Yeah, I spell like crap too. So I read that just fine. So what's the next project for me? Next project is to put the beehives together, because we got to get it done. So we're putting the beehives together, putting fencing along the front of the cabin, so we can let the dog out without having to put them on a leash. That'll tie in with the rest of the fencing around the property, around the main living area of the property. Beehives first, fencing going in line. We've also got a whole lot of work to do in the garden. We've made the raised beds, but it has been either too cold or too sopping wet to get the tractor in there to set them and to fill them. So that's also another one. And I have a feeling that this weekend coming up is probably our best shot at it. So we've got a lot of things that's just ready to go. We just need the weather to cooperate a little bit. I needed the truck to go get some fence posts and some other things to do some fencing. Went out there and found out that a tire that I had patched before, I had it patched over here, park it, and it had a flat tire, same tire. So I went to Harbor Freight yesterday, bought a tank, the air tanks, portable air tanks, and me and the wife took care of it this evening. So we'll see how long it takes for the tire to go flat again. If we can get a couple days out of it. It's also got an oil pressure issue, so it'll be going into the repair shop. Hopefully tomorrow, probably not until Wednesday. When we get the truck back, then I can start doing fence posts and some other stuff going. There's a whole lot of, like I said, there's a whole lot of projects that are just waiting to go. We just got to get to the point where we can do it. I'm excited about the bees too. I use it. Hey, Caucasian, how you doing? I did bees back when I was in high school. Had a couple hives, and the difference is between the two. I hate that talk. The difference between the two from 30, 40 years ago to now is phenomenal. Can't believe that the foundation is now a plastic foundation that's been dipped in wax in order to make the bees happy to draw it out. A lot of different things. So, big learning process, basically starting all over again. What you up to, Caucasian? Just chilling, huh? Yep, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I haven't done a live stream in a really long time, so I thought I'd give it a shot and see how it goes. Dennis, you still on here? If you are, have you talked to Tim in a while? I haven't. Probably ought to reach out. What kind of greenhouse? there's a few different kinds. You get one from Harbor Freight. That's smoke a mess with me. 10 by 14 plastic side. Are you going to build a frame or are you going to go with loops? The one that we built here was a old tarp building. It was a 12 by 24 tarp building that basically a friend of mine gave it to me, and then I carried it down here from Michigan when we moved. And me and Dad turned it into a greenhouse. So in some of the videos, if you see it's the center of a greenhouse, that's what it is. It's a plastic coated tarp building. And it's been working out great. Wood frame will work just fine too. Just got to make sure there's no sharp corners. Something to look into. Living Traditions Homestead, they called it wiggle wire. But basically it's this, it's like a seat channel, a seat aluminum channel that you can bend a little bit. And then it's got this high tensile wire that you put inside the channel that helps hold the plastic down. Made things so much easier. And it's we can easily replace the plastic now as well because you just pull the wire out, put the plastic down, put the wire back in. Caucasian, you guys out? You still out in the Carolinas, or I think you bounce back and forth between a couple of different states, if I remember correctly. I thought Georgia too, but I thought that was just one of the states you went to and fro. Hopefully, the local fire, small ones, don't have to worry about causing too much damage. Okay. Probably helps. Give you a reason why I couldn't figure out where things were. About to pick up the dog and show you all what it looks like. I would want to say that was free to a good home, but this Caveman won't let me do that. When you're looking at the greenhouse, making your greenhouse 10 by 14, you might want to lay that out, trying to figure out where your beds are going to be. On that 12 by 24, I was surprised how fast the room disappeared in there. We've got like a 2-foot bed on 2.5 foot bed on one side, 2.5 foot bed down the other side, and room in the middle. And once the plants start growing, it's pretty tight. I love them, Mastiff. A friend of mine had one as a kid. When I was not much of a kid, I was probably 17, 18. Used to play with it all the time. Once that thing got running and slammed into you, it took you down. It was a good dog. It was a fun dog. Tiered bucket planters. I saw somebody on YouTube doing that also. So that would put a tier on each side and one on the end. That would be work. I used to do buckets on my porch wasn't real good about keeping up with it. The gardening side of things for us is pretty much Dad's deal. Dad enjoys it the most. We'll help him, but that's his serenity area. He's actually moving pretty good. He still uses my cane. I'd like to have that back sometime. But anyway, he uses the cane more as a psychological crutch more than anything else. It just makes it feel better to have that little piece of stability, which is fine. It's a good thing. But he's been moving around pretty good. He's out and about. He does his own thing. He goes to Rotary. Tonight he was at a Farm Bureau board meeting. So he's actually doing pretty good. That would make it easy to win. Dad's got the beds about waist high on the sides, so they're nice and easy to reach. Use the underneath part for storage. And if you're doing the tiered buckets, that would also do the same thing. That should work out. Well, any other questions you all want to ask? Memorial Day. That's I thought it was fasting night up there. I don't know. You got your basement all finished out. You've got your office set up now. Well, Caucasian, you have a good night. Much love to you too. Appreciate your videos. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you watching. Thank you. And it pretty well at time, so I'm going to go ahead and close the live stream. You all have a wonderful evening.